like all of us, I've seized opportunities and missed them. I've stayed in my comfort zone way too long when I should have gotten out of it. I've made really good decisions and very poor choices. I think just all of this is part and parcel of being a human being, frankly. But as leaders, we do have the responsibility to learn something when these experiences happen to us so that we can continually grow and become better at what we do and who we are. One of the most valuable experiences for me in this whole area came when I got an offer from the County Board of Supervisors to expand our program, our organization, from the city into more rural areas of the county. And I thought this was a great opportunity, a great chance to make even more difference to kids who really needed the kinds of support that our programs provided. So I was thrilled with this. I told my staff, they were all really excited about it, really good to go. I did all the work by way of preparation that I normally would do. I think is really important, getting to know each one of the supervisors, knowing or having a good sense in advance of how they would vote on something like this when the board meeting came up. I went out to principals who are prospective partners with us in this endeavor, and I talked with them. I did a lot of upfront work, and I was very, very confident everything was going to be great. So I told my staff, about this, and they got excited, and I said, I want you to come with me to the board meeting when it came up, and because I think it's going to be a really good learning experience for you. And on top of that, it'll be exciting and fun, and we're about to be able to celebrate in a big way. So we'll go out to dinner, we'll have a drink, it'll be great, and we will be good to go. So they went with me on the day of the board meeting, and we listened to a lot of presentations and by other people, and the board room was really pretty packed, probably 125 people or so, and things seemed to be going all along fine. We're waiting for our opportunity for me to speak, and finally, before that happened, the county administrator, the person responsible for making recommendations to the board on the upcoming budget for the next fiscal year, stood up and he began his presentation. And during that presentation, he talked about how really, really bleak the finances were, that they were running a deficit, that things were going to be worse in the upcoming fiscal year. And he ended his presentation with 4 words: no new funding, period. Whoa. My colleagues, and everybody else in the room was just horrified. Nobody had been expecting that. No new funding. Wow. Well, my colleague turned to me and said, let's go. There's no point in staying here. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be embarrassing. There's no point. You're not going to speak anyway, so it's probably, let's just go. We'll find some other way to deal with this. If we want to expand later, we'll do it later. She and my other senior staff members left, and so did everybody else in the room, except me. I just sat there and I closed my eyes, and all I could see were the faces of all those children who really needed and wanted our program. And I thought to myself, I have got to stay here. I have got to hope that they let me speak. And I've got to hope beyond hope that they hear and that they act on this in a positive way. And I knew the odds were overwhelming. And I knew it was likely to be uncomfortable. And I knew, this was probably not going to work out. But something just compelled me to stay. Well, a few minutes later, I was called to speak, and I put my notes down on the empty chair next to me, walked up there, and I spoke for about 5 minutes. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I do know it came from my heart, my passion, and my commitment to doing anything I could to make it happen. After I spoke, I went ahead and left and went back to the office and, was somewhat disappointed and discouraged and told my staff how sorry I was that this hadn't worked out, and went back to doing my regular work. About 3 weeks later, the Board of Supervisors called me and said, Andi, the final budget is in. It's been approved. And your $800,000 is in it. And I said, oh my gosh, that's incredible. That's great. Well, it happened. And there's a lesson in this. And I think the lesson that's been the most powerful for me is just this. We have opportunities to stay in situations or to leave. We can feel the fear, which we all will, but we can do it anyway. We can do what it takes. Even if we don't always succeed at what we want, some of the time we will. And if we do, it will matter. So let's just step up, okay? Let's try one more time when we think we haven't got much of a chance. Those 1 or 2 times when it really works can make all the difference in the world.